I'd like to call to order the City of Cloverdale Planning Commission for Tuesday, February 6th. And first we'd like to start off with the Pledge of Allegiance. Commissioner Wade, could you possibly lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Can we have a roll call, please?
Thank you, Chair. Let the record reflect that all commissioners are present.
Great, thanks. Would like to go over if any commissioners have a conflict of interest on any item on the agenda tonight. Seeing none, we'll move on. Are there any commissioners that have any changes or deletions to the agenda tonight? Seeing none, I will open it up for public comment on any items that you would wish to speak that is not listed on the agenda. You may do so at this time. If it's about an item that's on the agenda, please hold it till that item's point in time.
Thank you, Chair. No one is coming up to the dais or to the podium, and we are no longer taking virtual comments online.
Perfect, thank you. The next item we have is to introduce a new commissioner and take the oath of office for Commissioner Williams. Is Commissioner Williams here? Or potentially Commissioner Williams?
Thank you, Chair. This is Jason Williams. He's going to be our new alternate planning commissioner. Along with his appointment, the mayor did appoint Commissioner Carney as a regular member. So Mike's going to give him the oath of office, and then we're going to ask Jason to come up and participate in the meeting.
Thank you, Kevin. If you can please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Jason Williams,
I, Jason Williams,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear truth, faith, and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter. Thank you.
Congratulations and welcome. We have, to my knowledge, no public written comments or communications to the chair since the
Chair,
last.
we did receive a communication regarding item J2 from Gen Housing. That was, it came in, when did that come in, Mike?
Yeah, I put it under late correspondence for item J2. We can get to it at that point.
Are there any commissioners comment on any of the public comments or communications? Seeing none, we'll move on to the next item, which is the new selection of our next year's chair for the Planning Commission. Are there any nominees for the chair? Commissioner Wade.
Nominating.
Oh, yes, who would you like to nominate?
I would like to nominate Eric Sanders as the chair.
I second that, by the way. I beat you to it. Can we have, are there any other nominees? I should say, I should open up for any other additional nominees for chair for the Planning Commission. Seeing none, can I have a roll call vote?
Yeah, so that was a nomination by Commissioner Wege for, what was it?
Commissioner Sanders.
Commissioner Sanders, perfect. And seconded by AC.
Yep.
Start at the right. Commissioner Stingler.
Aye.
Commissioner Carney is active now, right?
Aye.
Commissioner Wege.
Aye.
Commissioner Sanders.
Aye.
Commissioner Chair Azzi.
Aye.
new chair. Feel free to switch spots, Chair, if you'd like to.
You can switch nameplate spots. Do you want the agenda to take over?
We'll do it next time.
You got to get the gavel.
Yeah, we'll do it next time.
Okay, you want to start it
Yeah, we'll
officially
start.
next meeting?
Okay. So we'll move on to the next item, which is the selection of the vice chair. Do I have any nominees for the vice chair of the commission?
Does anybody want to be the vice chair? Nobody? I would like to nominate Commissioner Spengler for the vice chair.
I'll second that one as well.
Commissioner Spengler, do you accept the nomination?
Yes.
Can I get the first and second? Sorry, one more time.
The first was for Chair Sanders. The second is for Commissioner Acey. Are there any other nominees? We should put that out there. Seeing none, can we have a roll call vote?
Good. Commissioner Carney?
Aye.
Commissioner Spengler?
Aye.
Commissioner Weggie?
Aye.
Chair Sanders?
Aye.
And Commissioner Acey?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Seeing as we have no presentations tonight, move on to the next item, which is our consent calendar. All items under the consent calendar are considered as one item on this planning commission unless the commissioner or a member of the public requests to be removed and considered separately. There is only one item. So it's approval of the minutes of the October 3rd, 2023 meeting. Can I get a motion to approve the consent calendar?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent calendar.
I'll second.
Can I get a roll call vote?
Commissioner Weggie will, with the first, Spengler with the second, and we'll start with Commissioner Carney.
Aye.
Commissioner Weggie?
Aye.
Commissioner Acey?
Aye.
Vice Chair Spengler?
Aye.
Chair Sanders?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Perfect. Seeing as we have no public hearings today, we'll move on to new business. Item 1 is the Alexander Valley Wellness Center time extension, and I'll turn that over to you, staff.
Thank you, Chair. So both of these items are extension of time for previously approved projects. The first one, we'll go in order, is the Alexander Valley Wellness Center located at 321 South Cloverdale Boulevard. The project was approved on February 23rd. So this would be a one-year extension of the use permit and design review. After this, there'd be one additional extension that could be available. The extension's not required once they get the building permit. That's the way the conditions are written. And we are working on a way to be able to do these administratively, so we don't have to come back and have a whole meeting. But the way the code is written right now and the way the condition was written, it does require planning commission approval. I know they're working on the building permit now, and we do have a representative, Matt Stromberg, who's been the architect on this project for several years, and he knows it probably better than anyone. And I asked him when it's appropriate to maybe come up and just give us a little update on what's going on with the project. So there is a resolution, and it would extend the time for one more year for the use permit and design review. Again, once the building permit is issued, these extensions are not needed at that point. So that's really it. I don't want to talk too much about it, but I don't know if when appropriate, we can ask Matt to come up and give us an update.
Perfect. Matt, are you able to present at this time? Well, I'll ask you to state your name for the record.
Hi there. Excuse me. My name is Matt Stromberg. I am the architect for Alexander Valley Healthcare and have been for a number of years. Thank you to the commission for having me and to Kevin for helping facilitate this. So, yes, the original conditional use permit was approved almost 2 years ago, February 23rd, I believe, in 2022. And that included the conditional use permit and major design review approval for the Alexander Valley Healthcare Wellness Center. And immediately following that approval, the healthcare center gave the design team approval to proceed with construction documents, which we worked on for the better part of that year, and we submitted a preliminary building permit to the building department that Coastland Engineering reviewed at the end of 2022 and gave us comments actually right around a year ago, February 17th of 2023. In the year, more or less, that followed that time, Alexander Valley Healthcare has been reviewing pricing and their budget and doing a big round of fundraising and loan attaining for the project. I'm happy to report they're actually very close to being at a place where they're ready to greenlight the remaining of the design work for the building permit. I'd say we're about 50% of the way through our construction documents at this time. So that's an update. We have every intent of proceeding with the permitting for the project and look forward to having this very important wellness center built for the community. I'm happy to answer any questions if there are any.
Are there any questions from the commission for our presentation? Thank you. Oh, we have a question.
I have one question for you.
Sure.
If you could please provide an estimated timeline on any type of application for work done there or some sort of timeline on the project as a whole.
Sure. So the next step for us at this juncture is to assist AVH with their GC selection. There's 3 contractors that have provided preliminary pricing on the project. We want to help AVH narrow that down to a single GC so that they can proceed with pricing of this next round of the 50% CD drawings. I estimate roughly 3 to 6 months for that, at which point we would then need a couple of months to wrap up the permit drawings to then submit. So again, pending Alexander Valley Healthcare and sort of their fundraising, I would estimate that within that 12-month time period, we'd be very well situated to apply for a building permit, perhaps less than that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions from the commission? Any other report from staff?
No report. There is a resolution that we're asking for approval on to extend this for 12 months.
And do you need these both broken out, J1 to J2, or?
Yeah, we're going to do J2. There's going to be a representative from the apartment building to give us an update on where they
On
are.
J2 as well. So I'm looking for a motion for the J1 item of the Alexander Valley Wellness Center time extension and the recommended action to adopt a resolution entitled the Resolution of the City of Cloverdale Planning Commission approving a 12-month time extension, the DR Cup Extension 1 2019 to the Alexander Valley Wellness Center project design review and condition use permit entitlements to expire February 23rd, 2025, and subject to the recommended conditions of approval included therein. Can I get a motion?
I'll motion to approve the Alexander Valley Wellness Center time extension.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Can I get a roll call vote?
Thank you, Chair. Commissioner Carney,
Aye.
Commissioner Waggy,
Aye.
Commissioner Acey,
Aye.
Vice Chair Spengler,
Aye.
Chair Sanders.
Aye.
Motion carries.
On to the second portion of this item, which is J2, the Alexander Valley Apartments time extension.
Thank you, Chair. Similar to the previous item, this is a one-year extension for the Alexander Valley Apartments located at 100 Asti Road. The design review and plot plan was approved on February 9th, so we're close to their expiration. This is a request for 1 year. I don't think there's a representative from the project. Is Lauren, do you see Lauren out there? I can give you an update. I've been
She's not
following it
present.
pretty closely. They are working feverishly to get a building permit. They did receive what they call the tax credit financing for the project, so the financing is in place. In California, once you receive that go-ahead for the financing, there's a 180-day window to get a building permit. So it's a real tight window for them. We've had a couple meetings with everybody in the room, the fire and building department and engineering and everybody, to talk about how we're going to get them through the permitting process in the time that allotted. So we had a site visit, and so the project is the same as it was approved, and they're working. They should have a building permit. I think the day was when they got June, early June was the 6-month window for them to have a building permit. And they've been working very feverishly, I can tell you, and we've gotten several emails clarifying things, and so we fully expect them to be having a building permit by June, and I don't know their construction time frame, but they did get the financing and they're working on it, so.
Of course. Any questions? Go ahead, Commissioner
They
Wade.
submitted documents to you? I mean, building, actually,
The renderings and the plans.
There's nothing submitted yet, but they're going to break it into smaller chunks for the building permit. There's the on-site public works improvements. That's one of the more difficult ones. That's, the sewer and water and those types of things. That'll be a separate permit. But we haven't seen anything yet, but I know they're close. They brought, 15 people to this meeting, so they were pretty serious, and hopefully it's going to be.
Yeah, they have funding. Money moves it.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Can I get a motion for the Alexander Valley Apartments time extension portion, which is to adopt a resolution entitled, "The Resolution of the City of Cloverdale Planning Commission approving a 12-month time extension of Extension 1, 2021 to the Alexander Valley Apartments Project Design Review, Plot Plan Review, and Lot Line Adjustment Entitlements to expire February 9th, 2025, and and subject to the recommended conditions and approval included therein." Need a motion?
I'll motion for the Alexander Valley Apartments time extension.
Thank you. Can I get a second? Second from Commissioner Waggy. Can I get a vote?
Commissioner Carney,
aye.
Commissioner Wiggy,
Waggy.
Aye.
Commissioner Acey,
Aye.
Vice Chair Spengler,
Aye.
Chair Sanders.
Nay.
Got it. Motion passes 4-1.
Perfect. Moving on to the next item, which is Commissioners' Reports. Are there any report outs from the commission that, I guess this says may provide written or verbal additional reports? Any written reports? I don't think there were any turned in. Are there any verbal
received any.
reports that anyone has an update for the rest of the commission? No. I will tell you guys one, though, that the heat pump water heater incentive statewide just ended today. So they gave us no notice and just said it ended. So if you were looking for a new water heater, no longer available, at least for that state program. Any department reports?
Sure. I have a couple things here for you guys. Our next meeting is March 5th. And we're definitely going to be having that meeting. We have a bunch of zoning. Sorry about that. We have, as we start to implement the housing element, we do need to change several things in the zoning, and they put a time frame on that, so we are semi-urgent. So we're going to be bringing forward a number of zoning changes to conform with what our housing element, you guys went through the whole housing element process, so you can see in there's implementation dates and certain things we're supposed to be doing. So the first round of that will be March 5th. Along with that, we're going to have, every year Rafael does the housing element update, annual report and the housing annual report, so we'll have that as well. In terms of new applications, we did receive not a lot of stuff, but a vacation rental downtown, which is going to be a use permit. So that we'll be bringing that forward. We'll be looking at stuff like hours of operation, things like that, the operational features of that, kind of like we've done for other projects for the use permit. And then on the recreation side, we've been very active. We just completed a Ferber Park survey. I hope people participated in that survey to help guide what we're going to be doing in Ferber Park. And we presented that results to the city council last meeting. Mike played a big role in getting that survey out there. We had about 500 respondents, and the new playground structure came in as number one. So we're had a meeting today to just kind of see what our finances are and how we're going to proceed with that. And it's looking like we're going to have a nice new playground there. There was a couple other smaller things that Superintendent Galvan's going to be able to work on right away that weren't high-cost things that we'll be able to get in Ferber Park. And then beyond that, we're going to be doing another survey with Mike's help to try to gauge what folks are looking for in a recreation program for the city. Start very modest, starting to offer classes. Like other cities, they have a catalog of different classes. So we have the software in place to do that. We just need to kind of gauge what the community is looking for and then hopefully find instructors and start working on that. That's one of the goals for this year. Also a goal for this year in recreation is to start getting the Scouts cabin at 2nd Street Park kind of fixed up and trying to make that sort of a hub for recreation. And so we've already applied for one grant to work on the ADA stuff. We'll find out about that in about a couple weeks. It's not ADA compliant right now, so that grant would provide money to make that happen. And then, of course, Soda Springs Ranch, we're taking to the city council next week our request for what we need to put into that open space to make it available to the public. Things like the trail map, the parking, things like that. So along the Sonoma County Ag and Open Space purchased the property, deeded it to us, but they also provide money on the back end to help us get it up and running. So if you're interested in that, that will be at the city council next week, or the packet will be out Thursday. You can see the things that we're requesting. We've been brainstorming for a long time. There'll be a community meeting along with that too. So a lot going on in parks, and our current development projects, the tribe is moving very quickly on their housing. You probably see that when you're driving by going south. They're under a time frame for their tax credit financing, I believe, by the end of the year. They're supposed to be occupied, so I'm sure they're frantically moving. Baumgartner project's also moving forward. Not as quite a fast a pace, but still moving forward. I think that's about it. Does anyone else, you guys have any other updates? No.
You have a new dog park. Any
Thanks for
update on?
participating at the dog park. It was super fun when we opened it last Saturday, and it's been just a great project. And we just discovered today it came in under budget. So.
Do you have an estimate of when opening might be for the 101 North project?
I think it's been going slow. They do have a building permit. She was talking about having trouble with the contractor, was working on another project. I don't know if you talked to her, Ralph. I mean, I think.
Yeah,
hopefully
what Kevin
by
just
summer.
what Kevin just said last time I reached out to her. Just her contractor was busy with another project, but it seems like there's been maybe not as much this week, but it seemed like there was more activity. So I mean, I'll reach out again to her before our next meeting and see if I can give you an update. But I'm guessing her contractor is fully on this project. But I'm hoping, but I'll have an update for you next time.
Yeah, I thought they were shooting for March. Yeah, good. Any commission's direction on future agenda items? I have one item, and that is to try to avoid a more than 2-month gap. I think trying to have a meeting once a quarter would be good, just to at least give us the departmental reports, updates on some of the projects, and maybe even a little Q&A on items we might be able to help give advice or recommendation or consultation for.
Yeah, we've had kind of a long-term goal to try to present planning items to you guys, and just as an educational thing, it's super busy, but let's do that. I like that goal.
Yeah, and even if it's like the reporting and some of that, covering some of the work you're doing, we might be able to help you with your work. You never know. We could cause more, but we could help. Any other, I guess I could open up the commission to any other items they want to discuss before adjournment? Seeing none, I would like to welcome Commissioner Williams again to the group, and very nice to meet you again, Commissioner Carney, for the first time for me for a while, but, welcome, congrats on being the new chair next time. With that in case, I will slam this, yeah, and Vice Chair, thank you for your volunteering. I would like to adjourn this meeting for the Planning Commission to the next meeting scheduled March 5th, 2023.